Daniyl Chapter 7. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniyl had a dream and visions in his mind as he lay on his bed. Then he wrote down his dream, beginning the account of these matters. Daniyl spoke and said,
I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heaven broke out upon the great sea, and four great beasts came up from the sea, each different from the others. The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings. I beheld until its wings were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made to stand upon the feet like a man, and a man's heart was given to it. Then behold, another beast, the second, that was like a bear, and it raised itself up on one side, and it had 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. And they said this to it, Arise, devour much flesh. After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard, which had 4 wings like a fowl upon its back. This beast also had 4 heads, and it was given authority to rule. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and exceedingly strong, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and broke in pieces, then trampled the residue with its feet. It was different from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes, like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. I beheld until the thrones were set in place, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose vesture was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered to him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. I beheld then, because of the voice of the great words which the horn spoke, I beheld until the beast was slain, and his body destroyed, and given to the burning flame. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their governments taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days. And they were brought together before him, and there was given him ruling authority, and glory, and a kingdom, that all peoples, nations, and languages should obey him. His government is an everlasting government which will not pass away, and his kingdom is one which will not be destroyed. I, Daniyl, was grieved in my spirit within my body, and the visions that passed through my mind troubled me. I came near to one of those who stood by and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and revealed the interpretation of these things to me. These great beasts, which are 4 kings which will arise out of the earth. But the saints of Yahweh will take the kingdoms by force, and will possess the kingdoms forever. Yes, forever and ever. Then I would know the truth of the 4th beast, which was different from all the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his claws of bronze, which devoured, broke in pieces, and trampled the residue with his feet. And of the 10 horns that were on his head, and of the other horn which came up, before whom 3 fell, the horn that had eyes, and the mouth that spoke very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints, and prevailed against them, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of Yahweh. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdoms. This is what he said. The fourth beast will be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which will be different from all other kingdoms, and will devour the whole earth, and will tread it down and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that will arise, and another will rise after them, and he will be different from the first ones. And he will subdue 3 kings, and he will speak great words against Yahweh, and will wear out the saints of Yahweh, and think to change times and laws, and they will be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. But the judgment will sit, and they will take away his government, to consume and to destroy it completely. Then the kingdoms and governments and the greatness of the kingdoms under the whole heaven will be given to the people of the saints of Yahweh, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all governments will serve and obey him. Here the account is concluded. As for me, Daniyl, my cogitations deeply troubled me, and my cheerful mental attitude changed. But I kept the matter in my heart